Good morning, students. Welcome to geography class. Dear students, in this video we will learn about tank irrigation and well irrigation in our country. We are learning about the water resources of India and the need for water conservation, need for irrigation. What is the need for irrigation? We have learned now. So that is an important point. What is the need for irrigation in our country? And then we have learned about the canal irrigation, methods of irrigation in our country, canal irrigation, and the two types of canals we have learned. And now it is about the tank irrigation in our country, tank irrigation. So we will learn about the conditions necessary for tank irrigation, advantages and also disadvantages of tank irrigation, areas of tank irrigation in our country. Okay, tank irrigation is useful in the areas which are dependent on rainfall for their water supply. Okay, some areas are there. So these areas are not suitable for constructing. Okay, this one, which one, canal. And that area is depending rainfall for irrigation. So there is need for tank, and the tank can store water, and the farmers can utilize this water for irrigation, tank irrigation. Okay, tanks are constructed in the areas of natural depression by building earthen embankments or masonry walls to collect water. This water is used in dry season. We know what is tank, in our home there is tank, a tank. On the terrace we are keeping a tank, Okay, like that. So farmers in some area are constructing a tank and they are storing water in this tank. And then these farmers are utilizing or using this water for irrigation during the dry season, tank irrigation. Okay. In India, about 12% of the total irrigated area is done by tanks, a very less area only. Only 12% of the total area. Irrigated area is done by the tanks. Tanks are used mostly in peninsular India, southern India we can say, where the underlying hard rocks do not allow the water to seep through. That is one advantage for the southern India, underlying hard rock. And these rocks are not allowing the water to enter in it. Seepage is not there. Okay, so please remember. And now conditions, after that we will learn about the advantages, conditions. The main reason for the popularity of tanks in southern India are most of the area of peninsular India is uneven with many natural depressions where the tanks are or can be built. Uneven region, no. We have heard about the northern plain, in our northern area. A plain, so here we know that construction of canal is possible in the northern India. But in the southern India, Deccan Plateau, an example I am saying, the area is not even, So construction of tank is possible. The Deccan Plateau consists of underlying hard rocks which are impervious or non-porous. Porous means what is a small portion, non-porous, very hard rock. These rocks do not allow the water to seep through. This is one advantage of Deccan Plateau. Peninsular India receives monsoon type of climate. Hence, these tanks collect water during rainy season and help in the rising the water table. Okay. In order to raise the water level. So what is essential? We have to store the water, or seepage is essential, seepage. Okay, percolation is very essential for what we call a more underground water. So please remember what is percolation, seepage. of water. Okay. And now advantage of tank irrigation. Tank irrigation is prevalent in Deccan Plateau region where water is collected and used later for irrigation. Deccan Plateau is very famous for this one. Tank irrigation is cheaper than other type of irrigation as the rainwater is collected in natural pits and depressions which are easily available in peninsular India. It is a very cheap method of irrigation, less costly, not very expensive. Okay, one advantage. As the water is collected and used in dry season, it uses the water table of the surrounding region. Water table. Okay, means underground water of other areas. It is difficult to build canals in the Deccan Plateau regions as they cover a large area and can be built easily in deltaic regions where tank occupies less area comparatively and can easily be built in the region where it is not possible to build canals. Already we have a canal, the two types of canal, no, inundation canals and the perennial canal. So in some area the construction of these canals are not possible, so tank irrigation is important for that area, especially the Deccan Plateau region. No? Okay. The tank water is used for domestic purpose in villages, some area. Okay. And then in the absence of perennial rivers and canals, tank provide a source of water during the dry season. So please remember what is perennial. Okay. River. A river which has water throughout there is known as perennial canal. Especially the northern area rivers are perennial, no? Okay. Snow-fed rivers are there. And now disadvantages. Since tanks are shallow, large amount of water is wasted through evaporation. One disadvantage, loss of water due to evaporation. Tanks are non-perennial and dry up in summer. Considering this and the large area that they occupy, they become costly in comparison to wells and tube wells. Okay, they become costly. I mean, considering this and the large area they occupy, okay, costly. Then tanks use up large areas of land which could be used for agriculture. Okay, another disadvantage of tank irrigation. And areas. The most important states of tank irrigation are Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Tamil Nadu. Other notable states for tank irrigation are Odisha, Karnataka and Maharashtra. So please remember the names of some states. There the tank irrigation is very, very popular. In northern India, the tank irrigation is prevalent in Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, not Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. Tank irrigation is very, very popular in these states. No? Tank irrigation, what is tank irrigation? And now next one is wells. The third method of irrigation is well irrigation. So we will learn about this method of irrigation. Irrigation by wells has been the age-old method supplying water for domestic purposes, agriculture and drinking. About 40% of the irrigated area in India is under well irrigation. So many people are depending well for irrigation. Okay. So it is a very popular method of irrigation in our country, well irrigation. And in order to construct a well, so what are the conditions? The water table should be high, water table, level of underground water. The ground should have soft rocks, more suitable to dig the well along the river beds only. So if the water level is very high, okay, after 2-3 meters we will get water. If the water level is very low, okay, one has to dig, okay, many meters, okay, favorable condition. And types of wells, surface wells and the tube wells. There are two types of wells, surface well and the tube well. Surface well or ordinary well. So surface well or ordinary. In India being an agriculture country, well irrigation is one of the most easily accessible irrigation systems amongst the farmers. Already we know this one. No, India is an agricultural country. It means more people are depending agriculture for their occupation or earning. So we can say agriculture is the most important occupation of the people. So what is essential for the growth of agriculture or for the development of agriculture? We need irrigation. Already we have learned canal irrigation, tank irrigation, and now it is the third one is well irrigation. And it is very cheap to construct and maintain, hence can be undertaken by the individual surface well. Okay. Surface wells may be unlined or lined. Two types of surface wells are there, no? Unlined wells are also known as kacha wells. Okay. Such wells are normally constructed where the water table is high, kacha well, unlined well. Unlined well. These are cheaper to dig and are essentially used for irrigation. Kacha well, unlined well. Lined wells are also called pakka wells and are lined with cement or brick and are mostly covered and safe for supplying drinking water as well for supply of water for domestic purposes and irrigating the farms. There are two types of surface wells, no? Lined well and the unlined well. Unlined wells are also known as the kacha wells. Lined wells are also known as pakka wells, also known as the pakka wells. Okay. And the condition for constructing a kacha well. Okay. And now such wells are perennial and dug in the areas where the water table is high and the ground is so soft with a soft rock so as to facilitate digging. Okay. The cover prevents loss of water. It is more expensive to dig. There are various methods employed to supply water from the well. The most common method in the Persian wheel. No, this picture is an example for a Persian wheel. The picture, Persian wheel, a very traditional method of irrigation. No, okay. And or rehate, and it is worked by bullocks and buffaloes. In desert regions, even the camel is used. Persian wheel, in order to rotate the Persian wheel with a number of cups or buckets. No. Okay, please remember. Okay. In other methods in use are moat, okay, or picot, or what do we get, the kili. Picota or the kili. This is Persian wheel. A very traditional method of irrigation in our country, Persian wheel. Now most of what we can say Indian farmers are having borewell, no? And many of the states are providing cheap electricity for the farmers for irrigation. Tube wells are there, bore wells are there. Okay. So this is Persian wheel, no? Persian wheel. A very old method of irrigation. Persian wheel. Okay. And now advantage of well irrigation. Well irrigation. Well is simplest and cheapest source of irrigation and the poor Indian farmer can easily afford it. It is very cheap, first advantage. Well is an independent source of irrigation and can be used as and when the necessity arises. Canal irrigation, on the other hand, is controlled by other agencies and cannot be used at will. Okay, this is an independent one. Well irrigation. There is a limit to the extent of canal irrigation, while as A well can be dug at any convenient place. Okay. Several chemicals such as nitrate, chloride, sulfate, etc. are mixed in the well water. They add to the fertility of soil when they reach the agriculture field along the well water. The farmer has to pay regularly for canal irrigation, which is not in the case of the well irrigation. Okay. Some disadvantages also. The main disadvantage of well is that the surface well are not deep enough, so they may get dried up during summer. They can irrigate only a small area. Sometimes they are brackish in nature, hence may not be suitable for drinking. Okay, so please revise. Thank you.